Services is a relatively new thing that this council has come to investigate more and more. Shared services with other communities in this day and age is just about a must. We can no longer afford to perform the services that we perform without trying to look at the benefits of going with other communities. Take for instance the golf courses, ice rinks, libraries, our mutual aid, our boat launches. We have fire and police that are costly to provide to individual communities. So the thing about it is if we can do more together, even through the DCC, which is the Downriver Community Conference, that would be a great thing. And share our services. Go in with Riverview and Grosse Ile and maybe Gibraltar, Brownstown, and we share libraries. We share our sync consortium between our police departments. This is the kind of stuff where we can do in this community that's going to save us money and give everybody the benefit of all the attributes of each one of our communities.
Town, and what types of new businesses would be most beneficial to the community?
But, I think there's two parts of that, and I think there's two different approaches. One approach, and I've had discussions with a couple of members of the Board of Education about this, I don't think we sell our community enough. Trenton is a fabulous community. You look at our infrastructure is in great shape. We've got great schools. We've got a great environment. So the question, number one, is I think we've got to come up with some kind of a plan together with the schools. Because school needs to be sold too, because if we need to put people in some of the empty houses in Trenton. But that's one. But more importantly, I think if you really look at Trenton, what's wrong with Trenton, you look what's wrong with downtown, which empty storefronts, vacant houses we see when we walk the neighborhoods, we've lost way too many jobs. And if you think about the downriver area, and particularly our part, when this downtown was thriving, there were 50,000 men that worked on Jefferson. If you started from Delray all the way to Gibraltar, whether it's Great Lakes, Wyandotte Chemical, all those companies, we lost.
The city is most in need of change or improvement, and why?
Well, answer to that is I think we need to find alternative ways to increase our tax base so that we aren't relying on one or two larger businesses to make up the shortfalls. So city revenues pay for the city services and public safety, among other things, and an increased tax base builds a better community. Trenton needs to aggressively pursue new businesses of all sizes, including industrial, so that the increases we know to keep the city running are there when we need them. We need to make an extra effort to recognize the value of our local businesses. This may include enacting an ordinance that gives Trenton-based company an advantage when bidding city contracts, maybe like a 5% buffer, or allowing them to match the lowest bid. This would do a lot to keep local business in business.
But it has dwindled considerably in recent years. Is there anything the city can do to offset that lost tax base and insulate itself from the potential loss of other major companies?
Yes, I think the answer to that would be definitely yes, there is an answer. We need to continue to diversify our tax base. I would agree with Councilperson Teifer. When we take a look at the McCall Steel site, for example, it's not just the tax revenue that we're losing from that. It's the jobs. It's the people that were employed there, the people that would come down and shop in our downtown, the people who would buy things at our hardware store. It's all part of the equation. Instead of relying mainly on one or two large industrial industries like the Trenton Engine Plant, we need to have an active business attraction program. We need to encourage businesses in our downtown and throughout our business district. We need to continue to diversify. Presently, our industrial tax base is around 28%. Our commercial is about 9%. The utility taxes that we get from DTE is approximately 10%. That leaves us with our residential about 53% of our total SEV. In most other communities across the country, that number of residential is probably up there 75 or 80%. So we need to continue to diversify our tax base.
Facing our community over the next 5 years.
I even asked that question last week. I hear a different answer than today. But after listening to the state's budget proposals, I think the biggest challenge we're going to have is working with our school system to keep the quality of education up. And that's not always in our control, but it's something we're willing to partner with, because people come to Trenton for the education, for the schools. They may stay for the services, but they relocate here because we've always had one of the best school systems in Wayne County. I think the second challenge that we have is something that everybody's alluded to, and that is economic growth. We need to diversify our tax base, you're absolutely right. We need to stabilize that, we need to stabilize revenue, we need to create jobs. Otherwise, our youth are not going to be able to come back here. We're going to have a huge brain drain and youth drain. And if we bring in business, if we bring in industry, if we can develop McLeod Steel, and we are going to develop now Riverside Hospital. That site's been, as a new proposal going, and it seems like it's going to take place. And it's because local and county government work together to secure some funding and brownfield monies. We're going to have a healthcare facility there. That's going to draw in people. We need to keep that kind of momentum going.